Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is DauvO. This is going to be a bit low-key. I am on a trip and I think it's been pretty obvious. I've been posting pretty casual videos recently. I've been traveling from Milan to Puglia to Basilicata to, and now we're in Calabria. So we're going to talk about Calabria, my first impressions, and a little bit about moving to Italy, okay? So if that's your thing, or if you're a heavy follower of this channel, most likely you'll be very interested. If you're new to the channel, I entice you to stick with it because we'll be sharing some interesting information that could help you in a move to Italy, or if you're going to work here or retire here, a resource that you can access if you're interested. Okay, so thank you for all your support. I'm being a little bit quiet because my family's sleeping over here. Anyway, so we are in Scalea, and if that name rings a bell to anybody that's been researching on YouTube, it's most likely because Chris from Super Savvy Travelers, this is the area which she is promoting a lot, okay? And that's because she's purchased real estate in Santa Domenica Talao, and Scalea is the city, the beach, the coastal city right below it, because it's up on the hill, right? Well, she's got real estate there, her home, and she's got a few more. Basically, she's got a B&B right here. We're sitting in it right now, where I am. She hasn't even shared the interior of it, as far as I know. I asked her if she shared it before. She said no. But I have seen a video she did of basically the church courtyard that's right outside. It's really cute. Actually, I was highly impressed by the romantic feel that we experienced when we drove up. We parked a little bit distant, so that's a slight downside, but that's kind of typical when you're sleeping in the historical center. So anyway, we walked down this really cute path past this little church, some cobblestone steps, and we have a place right here in front of the church. And every once in a while we hear the bells going off. Really, 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 I don't know, it's been pretty quiet, but I have seen some other tourists coming through here, so we've gotten a chance to already talk to them a little bit. So anyway, first impressions, I like the feel of the historical center of Scalea, and I have to say, this is the first time I've been to Calabria at all, and this is the first time my wife has been to Calabria at all. And she's always been saying, like, she has tons of friends that work in Milan, and they all move away from Calabria and work in Milan, and so Calabria must be horrible, right? Well, she was really shocked by how beautiful many of the coastline beach areas are, and so she and both of us are, we already have a good impression coming from a vacation perspective down here in Calabria. And I think a lot of people would agree with me if they've ever been here. We're living here and vacationing here might be two different things. We don't really know the details of everything yet, but we're gonna check it out. So one of the things we're gonna be doing is following Chris around during her tours. She's doing real estate tours with people. Some people just randomly showed up, and other people have scheduled with her. Either way, she's taking care of everybody she can and doing real estate tours with the support of the local real estate professionals. So it's really cool. I'm excited to see what's going on, and we've been invited to tour along with them. So we'll most likely share some of that in the channel coming up. Anyway, on the subject of moving to Calabria, you might not be moving to Calabria, but you might be moving to Italy in general, or at least considering it. So I'm going to share a potential resource with you. A few weeks ago, I did a kind of a private live event. Anybody who wanted to had a link, and they could get a link to join this event. It was done live between myself and the Italian Tax Academy. Okay? The Italian Tax Academy is actually founded by my friend Andrea Papito. He's got his channel, Taxa, and he's been on my channel talking about taxes in the past. And then he kind of after YouTube and before today, He came across and made a collaboration with a guy named Enzo that is, I should give him more respect by using, but anyway, he's got a lot of experience in the tax category because he used to be a tax inspector for like 9 years or more or something like that. And anyway, between the two of them, they've created an online course. Okay, and so let me tell you what it is like first. And let me tell you first of all a little story. When I moved to Italy, previous to moving to Italy, I had like this, kind of a desire, a passion to learn about the best strategies on saving money on taxes. And I like follow people like Robert Kiyosaki. Just it was always intriguing, real estate and how to save money. And I watch all the examples of people that find ways of writing off expenses in order to save their most and not give away money to the government as often as other people might do. Okay, that was intriguing to me in the U.S. And so moving here, I always thought I'm going to find those same strategies in Italy, And so the very first thing that happened to me is that, first of all, the job I had intended to work remotely on didn't go through. So I thought I'm going to do my own thing. And so I started asking people I knew, someone that even worked in the tax agency. I said, and other people that have actually owned businesses here in Italy. And I started asking questions, and the answers I was starting to get were really kind of disappointing. I felt like it was really, really difficult to start business. Like in Idaho, for $100, you have a business name, title, everything registered, really short period of time, right? Well, here it's not that simple. And not only that, there's like the obligation to pay a pension because now you're self-employed, right? They assume you're going to be responsible for your retirement fund in the future. So anyways, just some of these things, the idea that I always have to pay that, even if I made $0 at that time, and maybe I didn't even have all the right information, but I felt like I was asking questions and getting really horrible answers, and it was very disappointing. For a number of years, I went through this and just kind of avoided doing anything self-employed for a while, right? Anyway, point of the story is that anybody who moves to Italy is going to kind of be facing the same situation. You're going to ask the advice of somebody, and most likely it's going to be someone like a tax consultant, a commercialista, or an accountant, right? Because you're intending to start up a business or something, you want to know what the ropes are and see if you could actually accomplish that thing, right? Well, whatever you might know at the time isn't 100% accurate if you're coming here in Italy. You gotta admit, like, there's gonna be differences, right? And so that's why you're going to the tax consultant. You want to know what differences there are. Well, you're gonna come in kind of on a kindergarten level conversation, right? That's how I experienced it. It's like, I want to do this, and they're like, oh, you can't do that, Well, I want to do this. Oh, that doesn't work here. And so I felt like I had to start over from the foundation and learn the system. And I think a lot of people experience this thing so not everybody's willing to just give you free advice. You have to start and pay like for an hour consultation and say, hey, I want to do this, or I have like some basic kindergarten level questions regarding Italian taxation, and you're still gonna have to pay the same amount. Well, I really like what they've organized. Going back to Italian Tax Academy's system, they've set up an online course, and so you pay for the online course, you go through some educational stuff, that educational stuff is ways that you can save a ton of money on taxation if you're going to be like a freelancer here, ways of doing taxation, basically the tax incentive plans all over. And the idea is, like, they even advertise the idea that you could pay as little as 3% taxes here in Italy. They're calling Italy is Italy a tax haven? Because nobody ever really thinks about Italy as potentially being a tax haven, but supposedly right now it's the most similar to a tax haven as it's ever been, and which makes it kind of a really advantageous moment to move here, if that's what you intend to do. But you need to know before you start the process what the steps are in order to take advantage of all of the potential tax savings options. Okay, so these are the things you learn in the course, but afterwards is the cool part, because instead of going to a consultant, paying lots of money, and then learning kind of the basics, and then going back and paying again and second basics, you're going to start with this, and this education bringing you up to a certain level, and then be able to have a free consultation afterwards with the same authors of this online course. So I think it's really cool. I wish it was something that was available for me when I moved here, or at least I wish I knew about it. These guys actually saw this potential of like, this information is not available in English, let's do an online course. So that's how it kind of came to be. And I know Andrea from doing collaborations with him already. The minute I saw them, they published their course, I had to figure out what was going on. So this is me telling you, down in the description, there are a few links. One to a live event where we described, basically we more like a webinar experience, where we answered some questions about moving and about their course and what it all entails. And then we presented an offer. Okay, and so I'm also going to put that offer down here in the link. If in the description, there will be a link that if you want, you can check that out as well. Most likely, I advise you to check out the webinar, but the webinar live event is a bit long because we did have a question and answer session afterwards as well. And yeah, it was really fun, went pretty well. There was a minute of silence when I accidentally muted them. But anyway, that's what you get when you're a one-man live streaming show. So anyway, that's it for this video, really. I wanted to make that available. I did that live event and then immediately started like planning for this trip. And so I hadn't been able to tell anybody about it. So there it is. It'll be available in the description, and then just when I get back from this trip, I'll be able to share updates on tons of stuff. Like we went to Bickery, which is a 1 euro home community, with really kind of intriguing, by the way. If you haven't followed me on social media in some way, Facebook or Instagram, I advise you. I've been on Instagram a lot more recently and learned that you can post things on both pretty easily. So yeah, we're on those. And we have been doing like daily stories and stuff as we've been on this trip, and we're going to try to keep that up. When I say we, my wife is helping out a lot on this trip, so I'm going to give her credit where credit is due. As I'm driving, she's posting for me. Anyway, it's been really fun. There's Bickery, there's a villa that we saw in Monopoly, there's a trip into Galatina with Davide Mengoli that I need to post. And then with some of our beach experiences down there in Puglia. And then on the way here, Basilicata, we passed a community that was advertised on the 1 euro home in that category. But anyway, it was really, really kind of a cute town. From like somebody who loves nature would really like this area, because it's just, I don't know, it reminded me of Trentino Alto Adige, which is just, you know, near the Alps. And then but it's still like in the south. So I don't know, it's a weird mix, but very, very unique area. The place is called Latronico, and then now Calabria. So that'll be interesting how many videos I have to update you on, plus all the other stuff that I didn't get out in time before I came on this trip when I went to Piedmont. So many. Anyway, I need an editor. Anybody good at editing? Anyway, that's it. Thanks a lot, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been kind of just a calm, low-key experience. Welcome to the B&B of Chris and Pete. Anyways, you can look forward to a real experience as we tour this place in the next few days. All right. Thanks, everyone. That's it. Peace.